you do not put tortoises in deep water, they will drown. They love to dig, but they can't swim. You can tell. You don't want to knock on the shell, and actually don't sit on them either. Yeah, and their back feet are a giveaway that they cannot swim. They have brown flat feet like elephants' feet. Turtles that swim in water have webbed flat paddle-like feet for swimming through the water. So don't throw a tortoise in deep water. Does anybody have any questions about these tortoises at all? There's 2 females and the rest are males, so 6 males and 2 females. They haven't bred before, but I destroy the eggs when they lay them. So I don't need any more little tortoises running around. So, any other questions? All right. They do dig, yeah. They dig actually very deep. There's boulders buried in the ground around the edges, and the fence goes fairly deep down as well. I used to have some bigger ones down here, but they were very destructive. They're actually so powerful they were starting to tear apart the wood and stuff like that. So I moved them back to a place on the island. I'm going to extend this, and I'm actually going to cut a hole in the back wall there. So we'll have bigger area to go out back and stuff too in the grass over there. The thing is, grass doesn't last long. I used to have all kinds of plants in here. They'll eat everything, and that's the other problem. People try to keep in their backyard. In a week, all your grass will be gone, and then they'll dig tunnels trying to escape from your home too. So, yeah, it's just an issue. Not a good pet. Very friendly, but they belong in the wild back in Africa. Not in our backyard. This is a green iguana. Green iguana. They can reach up to 7 feet. They're excellent swimmers. They love to climb. They're not supposed to be in Florida, but currently they're at thousands. If you go down to Miami and the Keys, they're everywhere. This area, we find quite a few. Not nearly as many as down there, but we get calls from them. People find them in their apartment complexes and then swimming around. We remove them from the wild because they don't belong here. They can be a very friendly animal, but they don't make good pets because they get so big. Everybody who gets them eventually gets rid of them as well because they become too large to care for. So don't keep them. It's not a good idea. They are a very nice animal raised properly. There is hand sanitizer there if you touch any animals. Real quick, I'll tell you a couple videos, and then we're going to go on down and see a few birds and we'll take off. This is a great blue heron. He has a beer can stuck on his beak. He stabbed through this can thinking it was a fish in the water and it got stuck. He couldn't eat, he could barely drink. Took me a few days, but I caught him. That's what I do. I go out and capture injured animals. I brought him in. We removed the can, released him. He survived. But a lot of animals do die from trash. We don't catch them all. A lot of them die out there. This is less than a month worth of stuff we pulled off of birds at our wildlife hospital. It's mostly fishing line. And I don't mind that people fish. That's okay. But be responsible. If you snag a bird, a sea turtle, or any other animal you're not trying to catch, pull them in and remove the hook. If you cut the line, they swim away or fly away. They get tangled somewhere else and die. And then some other animal eats that stuff. They end up dying. It's just never ending. So be responsible. Make sure not to litter, and don't leave your fishing line out there attached to animals. But we'll go ahead and move on down. Our owls are hiding right now. They're in their house in the back. It's nesting season. They have an egg. They've never had a fertile egg. They both have broken wings. They were hit by cars over 20 years ago. They can't fly anymore, so we kept them. I'm not going to mess with them much, though, because they're not going to show themselves anyway. So we'll move on down. We'll see our red-tailed hawk and the falcon.
Il n'est même pas là. Si, ils sont là, dans leur maison. Il dit qu'ils sont en train de dormir. Non, il est réveillé, ils sont là.
Oh, mais les hiboux, ils dorment
la journée. Non, non. On peut la... Oui, viens. Toi, tu as touché les animaux là. Ah, va là, désinfecter. Ah, c'est pas qui python. He was raised in captivity in another wildlife facility, and unfortunately, he became way too friendly. So he was spent too much time with him, and they decided that they would release him anyway. Everything looked good, but about 2 weeks later, he was returned. He had been hit by a car. Lui, j'ai touché le sang. Je vois pas même avec une main, mais je sens comme si.
I'm training under him, and we're going to try and work with this bird and get it out flying again. But we will keep him permanently as an educational bird. He's 3 years old. They can live 35 years, so he's still pretty young. Red-tailed hawks, again, are famous for their screaming calls. The one you hear in movies and TV, they use it for eagles all the time. It's very commonly heard on movies and radio and television. Our next animal is a falcon. Now, most people know a few facts about falcons. Falcons tend to be very fast birds. The fastest falcon ever recorded was over 200 miles an hour flying towards the ground. It was a mix between a deer falcon and a peregrine falcon, and I worked with that bird at one point. It was at Disney World's Animal Kingdom. I don't know if it's still there now. But this falcon is the opposite of other falcons. These falcons are slow. They eat mostly dead animals, and they nest on top of cabbage palm trees. Most falcons are fast, hunt live food, and nest on the edges of cliffs or buildings. So they're the opposite, but they're categorized as a falcon. Now, because they love to eat dead animals, even though they're rare, they're often hit by cars eating dead animals in roads. He was hit by a car and broke his right wing. He cannot fly anymore. They're found only in central Florida in the eastern United States. That's it. There's a small red dot on maps that you'll see, and that's where they occur. Nowhere else in the eastern U.S. You also find them at the border of Mexico and the U.S. in a small area, and then down throughout different parts of Mexico and Central and South America. But they're rare in the United States. The crested caracara, his name is Aztec. He does have a broken wing. Now, we are a rescue, and like I said before, we treat thousands of animals a year. We released 1,200 birds back to the wild last year, over 500 mammals back to the wild, lots of reptiles that we treated. So if you ever find an injured animal free of charge, we'll come pick them up in Manatee, Sarasota County. We have veterinarians, x-ray machines, medicine, just like a regular animal hospital. So call us, we'll help you. Kayla will tell you where you can get all of our information towards the end of the tour. But thank you everybody for visiting today. I really appreciate it. Let's jump back on. Yeah. Have a good day.